Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a Truder. Welcome back to Fallout 2, where I can't deny I'm feeling a little bit on the nervous side here, because sure, I've been to some rough places so far. The den was not exactly a nice place, but anyone was allowed to come and go as they pleased. This place, guards, armour, shotgun, big turrets, barbed wire fences, and an outdoor prison where people are just left exposed underneath the desert baking sun. Combine that with the fact that I've already seen a couple of people in just passing incidental dialogue saying, "Oh, you filthy desert rat," or whatever, "you get back out into the wasteland." Yeah, there's a bit of nasty classism going on here, combined with the fact that civilization potentially comes with some laws. So we're going to be nice and sensible around here. Keep my gun in my back pocket, don't have it drawn at all times, let's just go to the greeting office and make sure we know what the local rules are, because I get the feeling you really don't want to accidentally break them. Also, you may notice that Vic is actually healed up. Yeah, I basically just spent 48 hours using the doctor skill on him over and over again until I finally figured out how to poke him with the stick correctly, and now his arms and legs are both fine, so hopefully he can actually contribute in combat again. So here we go, we got a couple of people in vault suits, so I'm guessing these people are like citizens, the highest of the high, because very clearly there are different classes of people here, and if you've not got the money to buy day passes, you can't go into certain areas of the city. I've been seeing people talking about that. So, hello Steve the greeting officer, let's see what you've got to say for yourself. So welcome to Vault City, the best city in New California. I'm Steve, how can I help you? So, yeah, just tell me about the city here. Let's just get the basics sorted out. So, yeah, is this area all we've got? I know it's not I've seen a green zone up north, but screw it, let's just get his answers here. You weren't supposed to ask that. There's no answer for that in here. Right, so Steve may be like an ultimate citizen or something, but he ain't the brightest tool in the shed. Refer them to Chief Greeting Officer. Right, I'm going over to Melinda, who I'm guessing is the woman over there. So, Steve, not exactly doing a good job right now. Hello, how are you doing? Hi there, I don't think I've seen you around. Welcome to Vault City. Is there anything I can help you with? Right, maybe you can give me a rundown as to what's actually going on in this city. Don't let the surroundings confuse you. You're currently in the courtyard. The actual city lies to the north. Alright, tell me the difference, because I'm guessing it's something to do with money or class or something like that. So the courtyard is an area where we protect the less fortunate outworlders. Many live within our protection and add to the splendour of Vault City. The inner city is where the citizens live. Right, so why do only citizens live there? Something to do with money, direct relation to original Vault dwellers, something like that. To build a better life for everyone, we must be vigilant in protecting ourselves from outside influencers. Alright, so they've got a segregated society here. We don't do it for ourselves, we do it for the betterment of everybody. And yeah, sure you do, it sounds better that way. Let's not be sarky. We don't know whether these people are going to hold a grudge. They might really not like outsiders coming in and being rude and sarcastic, so I'm going to be very careful and polite for the minutes. And as for the vault itself, because of course we need to get the Gecko, it's located within the city, however I must tell you, only citizens are allowed inside the vault. What if I say I need to get in? I'm sorry, but as I say, only citizens. I can't grant you access, but talk to Wallace, our customs official, he might be able to help you. You'll find his office at the north end of the courtyard. Okay, that's a good lead at least. Wallace might be able to point me in the direction of getting access to the city. And as for the guards outside the pen here, they're not actually willing to talk to me. But yeah, things like no loitering and whatever. These guys run a bit of a strict society, I'm guessing. Okay, so that's the official speech you get when you enter the city. But what else is going on here? Let's actually speak to the locals so we get the full picture here. Because obviously, those guys are just telling me what's in the script. And yeah, there was a woman here who sounded like she was crying a minute ago. What do you want? You look upset. Can I help you? It's my husband, Joshua. He got in some trouble in the bar. He accidentally struck a citizen and was arrested. He didn't mean to. He'd been drinking. Right. So, he punched a citizen, and I'm guessing that's much worse than just punching an outsider who lives in the courtyard. Got it. The justice system treats people differently. So he's inside the city in the servant allocation centre, working off his sentence. So basically he's now an indentured servant. But that's going to take years. Fine, so we need to potentially liberate him, but that could upset people or prove to be very expensive to do. Unless, of course, Joshua could be a new companion, because I wouldn't mind swapping out some of my companions for, you know, better companions. I'm not convinced Vic's that great. And she can't free him because she doesn't have the money. And we'll have to leave soon if we can't afford to pay the guards for protection. They said if we want to stay with Joshua, they could make us servants too. Ooh, this is getting less and less pleasant by the moment. So not only is there segregated living around here and segregated justice, but actually it's effectively a protection racket. The people out here need to pay the guards for protection, and if they can't pay, then they have to leave. Though I guess that's kind of just like taxation, so it's not that bad. But it depends how fairly that taxation is charged and collected. I'm guessing it's not very fair. I'm guessing these guys pay for everything, and the citizens don't actually pay for much at all. And yeah, the final con that she most definitely doesn't want to accept, she can basically voluntarily become a slave as well in order to stay with her husband. And if I want to help out, I need to go and find Officer Barkus over at the centre. Got it, I'll go and deal with that. This is why we want to speak to everyone. Before we get to the city, make sure we understand what all the different quests are. And by the way, who are you? Right, someone's just dying over here in this tent. Marvellous. Despite the fact there's a medical clinic literally right there. Okay. Is there any chance I might be able to use my healing powers on you? First aid, terribly sick, you're not sure what's wrong. Okay, what about doctor skill? And no. I just don't know. Maybe if I was higher in first aid or doctor, I'd be able to diagnose this, but my character just cannot figure it out. Ah, here's a good place to start. The bartender. They're often a good source of information. Oh, hello!
Ain't seen you around before, stranger. Name's Cassidy. I run this place. What can I do for you?
Ah, now you, I know who you are. Cassidy, as in the father of the New Vegas companion. Yeah, I know about this in reverse because I've looked this up previously just because I was curious about the history of the various New Vegas companions. So this is actually Cass's father. Very, very cool indeed. And you've got an animated talking head, which means you're very important for some reason. Possibly a companion, maybe a big quest giver. So let's just actually speak to you. Let's see what we've actually got here. Yeah, anything interesting going on here? Let's get some quests off you.
Interesting. Friend, Vault City ain't an interesting place. Unless the guards get bored, then you better take cover. Why you asking? You looking for something in this sinkhole?
Yes, actually. Specifically, I want to get into the vault to check for a Gecko. Any chance you know a better way in than going through customs and whatever?
Vault? Only vault I know of is the one inside the city. Big friggin' hole. You can't miss it, trust me.
Alright, so nothing else from him to be honest, no major clues so far. Let's see if we can push him for any more information about the city in general. It can't be that bad here, Cassidy.
Oh, really? Well, hell then I must be mistaken considering you're the authority and all. Guess you must have been napping during the raid last week.
Here we go. A raid. I'm guessing you maybe want me to go and sort that out, chase it down or whatever. And if I do, you'll be my friend and help me.
Oh, yeah. A beautiful sight it was. A guard patrol broke in here looking for illegal substances. They busted down the door, busted up my stock, and then busted up a few of my customers, too.
Alright, by any chance was this a shakedown because you've not been paying protection money or something? But tell me a bit more. I'm guessing there's more to it than just a simple shakedown.
After they hauled away this one guy, Joshua, for resisting arrest, they fined my ass for finding, get this, real whiskey on the premises. Never mind that I got a permit from Stark 3 months before. Bastards.
Alright, some guy called Stark handles permits, substances, something like that. And yeah, tell me more.
Oh, it gets better. Now I'm in debt to the guards for the fine, and I had to buy a new case of alcohol from a merchant at triple my standard rate. I'm expecting the guards to come knocking again soon just to bust my chops.
Yeah, but why are they doing this? What have you actually done wrong? Well, you probably haven't done anything wrong, but what have you done that's provoked them? Because I feel like this is all a massive con of some description.
Even the good days ain't worth the damn. The citizens don't drink much, so I'm stuck here pouring drinks for merchants. The next cheap son of a bitch that haggles for a drink is gonna be wearing his ass as a hat.
Alright, well you seem like a tough old guy. Why are you even still here if you hate it so much and business is bad?
I have a bad heart. Need cardio booster shots to keep it beating. This city's the only place to get real medical care, so I thought I'd settle here, try and make a living.
Oh, now I feel bad for Cassidy. Right, I'm going to try and help him because I feel bad for him now because he's stuck here because of that medical condition. So yeah, you seem pretty fed up with this place, Cass.
Makes me want to close up shop and let this city rot. Screw 'em all.
Alright, so, we need to go and speak to Stark at some point, see if maybe we can get the whiskey back for Cassidy. And I've just found something interesting here. I was having a poke around all the things I can interact with, and I discovered the well. Now if you interact with that, you take a drink from it, and I've received a large dose of radiation from a trouble. Unusually warm water. So fine, that might just be a storytelling thing. The poor people down here are stuck with irradiated water because it's just a bit of a bad life if you're not one of the citizens, but that might be important down the line. This entire settlement might be on top of some form of radioactive deposit, broken down old generator, something, something, something. Here we go, someone else who might be able to fill me in on some of the details. So around the back of the clinic, we've got Smith here. So give me your take on Vault City. And this isn't Vault City, you're just in the courtyard. And I'm guessing you're not in the city because you're not a citizen. So me and the family ain't the kind of people they let in there, so we live under their protection. And I'm guessing this is just a racket, right? They keep us safe from the outside, but it costs me and the wife quite a bit. And without a plough, making ends meet is difficult. Any chance I can help you with the plough situation? What would you actually need? You'd help people like us, we can't offer much, but we sure would appreciate it. Okay, that's absolutely fine, I'd love to help. Where can I get a plough or fix one up or something, something, something? There's one over near the guns and ammo store. Harry might be selling it. Alright, I'll go and have a look for that. Here we go, far side of the street just north of the Brahmin, we've got ourselves a Happy Harry sign. So, you, my good man, must be Harry. So what can I do for you? First things first, let's just see if the local shops have anything good we haven't seen before. So, that's a grenade. Grenades are very, very useful indeed. Yes, that's $291, however. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money indeed. Other than that, big old piles of ammunition, some guns I've seen before. One I haven't, that's a .44 Magnum revolver. Can I see any more details about that? No, not yet, unfortunately. I don't have much to trade right now, but I will give him a flare, a sledgehammer I found out in the waste, and a little bit of money for that grenade. Because a grenade can be hugely powerful if you just happen to run into a bunch of enemies that are just standing in a group at the beginning of the fight. Especially if you've got high sequence, which I do. So before they all spread out and start running at me or spreading out and shooting and whatever, I can get a grenade on top of the group and do loads of damage. So I think that's actually a good trade for me. So let's talk about that plow out there. $800. Alright, what about 600? I've got fairly high speech, maybe I can talk him round. And sorry friend, it's gonna cost you 800. Right. I don't actually have 800, so I'll come back for you later. Ah, but hang on. Brahmin. I'm looking for a Brahmin dealer. Oh, here we go. Gap-toothed man who smells strongly of Brahmin. Here we go, I've got my guy. The local Brahmin dealer. Spot on. So my friend Vic here says he bought a water flask from you. Which means, presumably, you know where Vault 13 is. Come on, Ed. This is actually a proper lead. For once, let's actually get some real information. Yeah, I remember. It's been a long time, Vic. A water flask, huh? What about it? Can you tell me where it came from? So I know Vault 13, but where's Vault 13? You know, I can't quite recall. Well, of course you can't. I had a bunch of them for a long time. I think I picked them up during a Brahmin drive. Didn't need them much when I settled down. So okay, Brahmin drives from where to where? Because that would give me a route I could follow to see if I found anything along that route. So I used to drive Brahmin through the big circle. Broken Hills, New Reno, Reading, The Den, Modoc, then back here. It just got too dangerous after a while, so I settled down. Okay, so that's a good bunch of places I might want to follow up here. I've already been to The Den and Modoc, so I'm pretty confident no one there knows anything. So that means I've now got 3 places that are my primary leads. Reading, know the location for that. New Reno, pretty sure that's on my map too. Broken Hills, haven't been there yet, so do you want to actually... There we go, got them on the map, lovely. And unfortunately, he has no idea which of those 5 locations was the source of the flask. But I've already eliminated 2, so I've only got 3 to go. And one more important thing too, he doesn't know which vault number is inside Vault City, but he does know that there might be a central computer that knows where the other vaults are. And that's certainly been true in other Fallout games, so yeah. It sounds like I need to find a way into the city and into the vault itself. But to do that, I'm going to need to become a citizen. Okay, one final building, the clinic. And if I'm very lucky indeed, he might be willing to actually do something about my rads. Because as a result of drinking from that well, unfortunately, I've become radiated. And this guy's not even a doctor. all the actual doctoring's done by an auto dock in the back, but it's a broken down cast off from Vault City itself, and sometimes doesn't actually work well. Beautiful. But the game did just suggest I might be able to go and have a little look at it myself, so okay, my repair skill might be terrible, but Vic's repair skill is supposed to be quite good, and if I fail a check I attempt and he's actually got a better chance, he might be able to do it for me. So yes, whirring unhealthily, great deal of heat. So go on then, I could give it a repair, and there we go, Vic's actually jumped in. Any chance you've actually just done that? Vic, what are you actually doing? Here we go, he goes in, and I gain 100 XP, lovely. So by virtue of having Vic with me, I'm effectively just a better repair person than I would be otherwise. Okay, Vic may be better than I was giving him credit for. Well done, Vic, that was actually useful. Ah, there's also a locked desk in here. Well, that guy's not in the same room as me. May as well give this a go. I am actually not bad at the old lockpick. So, there we go. Disabled the lock. Now let's have a little look, see what we can actually have. Oh, that's the stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'll be having some Rad-X, some anti-venom, a fair bit of money as well, and I'll use the take all button for the last item, just so people aren't angry in the comments. So the auto-dock can deal with physical injuries, but it can't deal with radiation, so I just need to find some Radaway at some point, because yeah, I am currently radiated, but I don't think it's that bad yet. I've only had one big gulp of irradiated water, so hopefully we're okay for now. So, leave behind Happy Harry for the minute, let's actually just head north and find our way to the customs office, because I need to figure out how much money it's going to cost me to get into the city proper, because I'm guessing it's a lot. Oh yeah, this place is even more walled up, because obviously a barbed wire fence wasn't good enough, you also needed a concrete fence behind that. Sure, go on then. So if I speak to the guards, I'm guessing I'm not allowed in. Right, so I need proper authorization to get inside. Give me the full list of things that would let me get inside. So, I need to speak to Wallace, head of customs. He can issue you a day pass, which I'm guessing is, yeah, like a ticket you pay money for to get inside for a day, but you're going to need a proper business reason to do so. Gotcha. However, before we speak to him, let's make sure we've got the full picture. There's someone out here who's got a bit of an unusual description. So yeah, a Vault City slave. No, she's not actually willing to speak to me, fine. And the citizens brought my entire tribe inside the city to serve as servants. Yeah, that's not servants, that definitely sounds like slaves. The description's got it more right there. These guys do seem to be bastards. Right, nothing in that building on the left, just one of the chief guards, he's not willing to speak to me. So this is Wallace's assistant, Skeeve. Look outsider, if you've got customs business, Wallace is in the back there, he'll set you up with all the forms you need. Now I'm guessing from the name Skeeve, by any chance, if Wallace isn't willing to play ball, might you be willing to play ball under the table for a bribe or something? Yeah, would you believe the character called Skeeve is somewhat skeevy? So, he never lets anybody in. Of course, there are other ways. What other ways have we got here? If you've got the cash, I'll go into more detail. Otherwise, I've got some money, but not a huge amount to be honest. What are you actually selling here? For $200, I can make you a full-fledged citizen. You'll have free passage. Really? $200 to be a citizen? Like buying an old rusty plough costs $800. I'm suspicious. I'm really suspicious. This is definitely not legit. That's way too cheap. If he'd said 2,000, I might believe him, but this is weird. No, I don't actually believe that. Maybe we'll come back to him, but I'm very suspicious of Skeeve. What does it take to become a real citizen? Because I'd rather do it properly if I could. So, if you're not born a citizen, you have to take the test to become a citizen. Number of outsiders that have taken the test to become citizens, 0. Your chances, less than 0. Okay, what actually is this test, by the way? Gregory the Proconsul gives the test to any outsiders who want to become citizens. It measures their intelligence and perception, and you have to be damn lucky to pass it too. I've actually not got bad perception, intelligence, and luck. I might have a chance. Okay, maybe we'll come back to him, but I'm hugely suspicious. That is way too cheap for citizenship. Something's wrong there, so yeah, we'll speak to Wallace properly first, see if there's a legitimate way in. So, you're Wallace, I'm guessing, customs officer for Vault City. I accommodate those who wish to conduct business within our great walls. And, yeah, I'd like in. What are the actual legitimate reasons to come inside? So Vault citizens can come and go as they please, others need the day pass. Those who deal directly with the merchants or the first citizen are given a day pass. Only those with a day pass can enter the city. Okay, so I could pretend I'm a merchant and want to trade with the other merchants. Alternatively, I need to speak with the first citizen. Who is the first citizen? Is that Gregory, the proconsul that was just mentioned? Our first citizen is Joanne Lynette. She's done many good things for our city in her 10 years of service. Give me the details. So she's kept our city untainted by the outside world. Even with the NCR pressuring us to join the Republic and the Raider attacks, she's kept our city strong. Now there are troubles with Gecko. Ooh, hello. Could I go and deal with some troubles in Gecko in return for citizenship or something? As for the Raiders, however, particularly brutal Raider attacks. So they're starting to get a bit worried they might even be able to get past the laser turrets. Yeah, tell me more about the Raiders. Let's actually go down that route. We don't know where they're striking from. Citizen Sergeant Stark may know more. He's in the correction centre inside the city. Here we go. Take out the Raider base camp. They'll actually give me a day pass. Not citizenship, but access regardless. So that's one way in. As for the first citizen, I can ask to speak to her, but her time is understandably important, and he doesn't think I'm important enough to justify an audience. So I'm just going to say my information is really important. Because I've got fairly high speech, maybe this is a speech check. And, oh, do tell, I'll rush straight over there to deliver the news personally. I suspect he's being catastrophically sarcastic right now. So, that's why it's vital I speak to her. I'm looking for a Gek to save my village. He won't care about the village because they don't care about the outside world, full stop. I can't tell it to you personally, officer, as much as I'd like to. It's for her ears only. Let's give it a go. I'm probably dice rolling on speech right now. And, this is most irregular. Yes, this is extremely urgent, officer. And I will mention how helpful you were to the first citizen. And, yes. Good, good, good. I'm guessing I just passed that because I've got fairly high speech. And understandably, it's only good for a single day. I believe time's frozen while I'm not doing anything. But if I do things like use any of my skills, time will start passing. If I leave the city, time will start passing, so be careful not to do that if at all possible. And on top of that, citizens can just cancel the day pass privileges, so do not annoy anybody. Be polite. Be very polite. And one more thing too, he mentioned Gecko. I know where that is on the map because it was mentioned to me by, yeah, Joe at Modoc put that on my map. So tell me about what's going on with Gecko. Not my place to say, you'd have to speak to the first citizen. Well, good news, I'm on my way to see her right now. And now in my inventory, I've got a day pass, so I'll actually just set that right there in case that needs to actually be set up in my active inventory. And yeah, it's 9:15 in the morning right now, so I've got plenty of time, even if I do need to do the odd skill check inside the city. So, here you go, I have a day pass, and they have to search me first. What are you looking for? What's contraband? So, buff out, jet, psycho, mentats. Okay, unfortunately, I think I do actually have some of that on me. Is that going to be a problem? Because, like, if you just want to confiscate that, that's fine. But if you could give it back to me when you're done, that's great too. Though actually, if you're about to take that off me... No, I should just sell it. I may as well just sell it at the local store first. There we go. I can sell my drugs for $250. And on top of that, that should give me enough money now I've already got access to the city sorted out to handle the plough situation. Here we go, $800 for the plough, couldn't actually argue him down any further. So, all yours. You just going to take it or do you need it delivered somewhere? Drop it off with the Smiths, please, job done. So, I get a plough for Mr. Smith and his family, 250 XP, and something my pa gave me before he left this world. With the guards protecting us, we don't need it. You might be able to get some use out of it. Very well. What have you just given me? I'm assuming from what you just said, a gun of some description, right? I'm actually not sure. I don't see anything in my inventory that wasn't already here, because nothing new's appeared at the top. I already had the 10mm, I already had the 12mm pistol, already had the hunting rifle. Ah, it's a second Desert Eagle. I didn't used to have two of them. Fine, so he's just slipped me a second Desert Eagle. Okay, so Smith, I don't mean to call your intelligence into question here, but this pistol is actually worth $820. And there was a plough for sale for $800. Now, I'm not saying you could have solved this problem for yourself at any point and also had $20 more in your pocket, but that's actually exactly what I'm saying. Yes, you bloody idiot. So, back to the guards. Here's the day pass. They can now search me because they're not going to find anything. Beautiful. I'm clean. I can head straight in. And in we go. We've made it into Vault City itself. Ooh. It is very nice with all the greenery and whatnot. Lovely, in fact. And yes, indeed, more slaves who are afraid to even talk to me. So, how big is this area? Actually, pretty bloody large. There's like 9 or so buildings around here. And there's the vault itself. Lovely. But we know we can't get in there. Day passes don't get you in there. That's full citizenship only. And I'm still not convinced that Skeeve is not pulling a fast one on me. That citizenship thing he's selling for $200. It can't possibly be that. That's a quarter of the price of one gun. It can't be citizenship for $200. I don't believe it. Okay, let's start figuring out what we've got here. So, the amenities house, I'm guessing that's the local major shop. Oh, and everyone's being really sniffy at me. We handle tools and repair equipment for the city. Are you sure this is the place you were looking for? Yes. Yes, it is. Show me what you've got. I've got a gun to sell, alright? Ah, she's got a set of tools here. I think if you've got these in your inventory, it makes lockpicking much easier. So, that's going to cost me about, what? $800. So I could basically just trade that for the Desert Eagle with her. Let's not do that just yet, though. Other shops might have other good stuff, too. Now, there's another shop next door. What's your specialisation? Here we go, pharmaceutical supplies. I could do with a Radaway. I am irradiated right now. How much is a Radaway again? That is, if I just want the one. Ouch, that's a bit on the expensive side. Ah, here's interesting. So that citizen inside the shop, he was wearing a Vault Dweller suit, but there's no number on the back. Why would you have taken that off? That doesn't make a huge amount of sense. And also, don't forget, speak to Sulik because he can give you weird hints about the local area. Consult the spirits for me, Sulik. What can they tell me? Because sometimes they give you little hints.
The higher the place, the longer the face.
That does not help me in the slightest. Good. Right, as we're new here, let's actually start off with, yeah, the information centre over here. That'll do the job. They might be able to give me all sorts of useful information. And if they can't, then this place is very badly labelled. Okay, one thing of interest immediately. Apparently there's no books here right now. They're actually being transcribed into electronics format, but the extras are being shipped to the amenities officers down the street. You might try there. So there might be some skill books floating around in those officers. Everything's being transcribed because this is a somewhat delicate matter. I believe my post here in Vault City has become obsolete. Right, they're discussing putting information terminals in every household. These new terminals would all be tied to the list server and the information archives. Once that's done, the information center and I will be unnecessary. Right, I see. So poor old you. I'm not sure your future's looking so rosy. Actually, maybe it's not so bad for him. Apparently the list office actually does have an open position he can just transfer into, so that's good. I get the feeling the citizens take care of their own. It's only everybody else that gets screwed over by the March of Progress. And here we go, as long as I show a bit of interest in the precious books, I can actually have a couple of them for free. Lovely. Now this person seems extremely well educated, so any chance you've heard of the Gecko, because you are literally a Vault Dweller who has got a good education behind them. A Gecko, the name sounds familiar, what does it do? And I don't really know, to be honest. Not 100% sure, but apparently it's supposed to be, like, useful for creating greenery out of nothing or something. The central computer down in the vault might have some information on it. We keep most of the old archives down there. So, me and you seem to be becoming fast friends here. How would I get down to the vault? You'd need to be a citizen of Vault City first. If you want, you can take the citizenship test, or better yet, speak to First Citizen Lynette. I'm sure she might be willing to make an exception. Right, so, Proconsul Gregory, or the First Citizen herself. And any chance you've heard of any other vaults? Because, yeah, once again, you seem to be in the know. I know other vaults were built, we've never come across any of them. There may be mention of them in the central computer. Again, just a hint, I need to get into the vault and find that computer. And that gets me the ability to boost my science and repair. I've got Big Book of Science and Dean's Electronics, but don't read them right now. That eats up time, and I've got very limited time at the minute because my day pass is going to run out. So don't read them until I'm actually done with this area. And here we go, just next door, Servant Allocation Center. Joshua. Let's see if we can sort out that situation for them. Ooh, and when you say Servant Allocation Center, this does kind of look like slave prison to me. Yeah, this is just actually a place where you keep slaves inside pens behind force fields where they can't get out. So, good. This isn't a nightmare at all. So I'm looking for a particular servant, Joshua. What can we do here? I do have a servant by that name. He was recently transferred from the correction centre. Your interest in him is negotiating for his release. I suspect he has a contagious disease. Okay, that's a good excuse. Let's see if they're willing to fall for that. I'm not sure if this is like a medical check of some description or a speech check, but is that so? Are you aware that each servant is thoroughly checked before being admitted into the allocation centre? Fair enough. Are you aware of John's syndrome? It doesn't show up on most medical scans. Its symptoms can lie dormant for weeks. Okay, maybe I'm not going to go down that route just yet, because if I get called out, he can just tear up my pass right now. So maybe I was wrong. I'd like to negotiate for his release. What makes you think I'd release him? What about a nice donation to your centre? Donations are indeed welcome to ensure the smooth operation of the centre. You'd need a sizable donation. How much are we talking about here? He's not actually willing to say, so I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to be collecting here. I've dropped a save just in case people start shooting at me, but let's see if I can actually bluff my way with talk of John syndrome. And symptoms, what kind of symptoms? A lot of Outworlders have it. Its symptoms include speaking when not being spoken to and using coarse language. I feel like this is not going to work, and I have noticed these symptoms in the servants of late. Contagious, you say? Well, if Joshua is a carrier, I shall release him at once. Give me a moment to make the arrangements. Right, it turns out these citizens are idiots. Love it. And because he's not a citizen, he gets moved straight back to the courtyard. Everybody's happy. Apparently I'm getting close by to weight capacity, so I'm actually going to do the trade of Desert Eagle for tools here. Right, some of these buildings are unlisted, so time to check them out as well, though I'm making some fast progress here. Ah, I think I found a bunkhouse of some description. Love it. Oh, here we go. Stim packs in the bookshelves, all sorts of good stuff. Aside from that, though, no one's willing to talk to me, and no one else is willing to let me rob them. Ah, down here in the bar, however, would you believe the bartender is incredibly useful for information, as they always are. So let's see if we can learn anything new here. Broken Hills is the new one, so mining community like Reading. Ah, apparently Reading is mining. I thought Reading was just like gambling and debauchery, but apparently it's mining too. And that's where uranium comes from. Ah, I see. So I'm guessing they're going to have a lot of problems with radiation sickness over there. And New Reno, some people love it, some people steer clear of it. Understandable. Ah, but here's interesting. So Reading, which I've actually been nearby to in the past, it's not even too far from the den, apparently they've gone a bit quiet recently. No caravans arriving, so that might be worth looking into in time. And Gecko's a town of ghouls very close by. Apparently they prey on travellers that enter their territory, but that could just be anti-ghoul prejudice, or Vault City being snobby towards everyone who's not a citizen. Oh, here's good. We got some money we can steer around the back, so I'll be having that, and screw it. I'll take it all, sell it down the line. In fact, beautifully, I can sell her own possessions back to her, and she's not suspicious of that in the slightest. Love it. Okay, that's a good trade. I'm not convinced it is, Lydia. I'm not 100% convinced. Okay, this one started off oddly. I just walked into the maintenance centre, and the engineer has opened with, what do you, Dad. Bearing in mind, I am a 30-year-old red-headed woman wearing tight leather armour in possession of the sex appeal perk, so this is weird. This is a bit on the weird side. And then everything faded to black, and, oh, hang on, maybe he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to Vic. Hello there. Where the hell have you been? Still running around the way selling shiny junk to tribals? Right, so ignore her boss. She doesn't know what she's saying. Val, honey, you see, there were slavers and cut the crap, Dad. Are you still calling everyone you meet boss? I always hated that about you. Right, so this is actually Vic's daughter. Valerie, honey, please. Let me explain. Okay, this better not take all day, because I'm on a day pass right now. So what a load of Brahmin crap. She doesn't believe what he's actually saying. It's the truth. What is going on here between these two? Don't you start. I'm glad Mom isn't here to hear this. And what happened to... what did happen to your mother? Where's she? Brain fever. Caught it out in the waist. Probably looking for you. Ooh. Right, I can see why you'd be angry with Vic. She's just kidding! Wow, that's a dick move. That is a dick move right there, Valerie. She actually died of radiation poison. She drank some of the unfiltered water from the courtyard well. Yeah, I drank some of that recently. It's not working out well for me either. Wasn't your fault. She had too many rads running through her system for Dr. Troy to save her. She was glowing like a lamp. Right, so Dr. Troy might be able to sort out the rad situation. So yes, indeed, she's just inherited a knack for repairing stuff. Dad, you can barely tie your shoelaces, much less repair anything. Honestly, it's true. I was the one that repaired... Actually, no, I didn't repair the radio. I just brought you the parts. And he can fix radios and stuff if he's given the exact right... Yeah, I gave him all the parts. Valerie, you're one step ahead of the game. In fact, Valerie, would you like to come with me in place of Vic? Come on, Vic, let's get going. I've had enough of them yelling at each other. Apparently we're done with this, so we'll talk later, Val. Though I might speak to her right now in case she's got like a mini quest for me or something. So, okay, that was interesting. Has time passed because of that conversation? Only about 10 minutes, so that's fine. So yes, indeed, this is a repair shop, but in a game where there's no weapon or armor conditions, what exactly is it you're supposed to be repairing? Synthetic alcohol dispensers, radios, firearms, laser turret parts, computer monitors, you name it, when I can get the tools to do my job. Ooh, tools. I've got some tools. Do you want some tools? So the lathe barely works, we're missing a wrench, and the pliers' teeth are all stripped. Okay, what can I help with? And yeah, I could get you a new wrench and a set of pliers, potentially. So yeah, I could maybe go and find them and bring them back here. And if I do that, she might be able to scrape together a little to pay you for my trouble. Plus, that'll be XP. So basically, swapping money for XP is a good idea. Now, I've got the tool set already. Could I hand that straight over to you? No, looks like I can't. Fine. Ah, now here's good. There's a bunch of locked containers back here. Now, I've got decent lockpick, so here we go. I can just crack all these open. And she's not in the same room, so I can just help myself to all of this and sell it for giant piles of money. Oh, here we go. Wrenches, sledgehammers, this stuff is worth good amounts of cash. Oh no, here, she can actually see me. Can I actually just close the door from inside? If I close the door, can she no longer see what I'm doing? Because she shouldn't have line of sight. She's not yelling at me, so I think we're now good to break open all her stuff, and she'll never figure it out. Oh yeah, these things are just flying open now. I am good at lockpicking. Now, I won't take this stuff because I'm not sure I actually need it, but there's a radio and junk parts here. We'll leave that be in case junk is needed for something else down the line. Oh, here we go. One-time bomb. Probably best I don't actually touch that. I do tend to blow myself up with those, but I'll keep it on me just in case. Now, you may notice that someone has stolen all of your stuff. I can assure you it definitely wasn't the only person in the room who closed the door behind them. And beyond the shops, we've got the amenities office here. And always a pleasure to see a new face. Okay, this is possibly the most polite guy I've run into so far. I like this guy. So do I need something from Randall, Chief Amenities Officer? Tell me about this place. So, got your typical stock, basic living necessities, books, how-to manuals, some tools, stim packs, medical supplies. This all sounds good, actually. Any chance you've got a Gecko in stock? And that's a... Ooh, Garden of Eden creation kit. This guy actually knows what it is, which most people don't. I'm guessing, however, you don't actually have one. So hate to break it to your friend, but we don't have ours anymore. Used it up to make Vault City, all gone. Well, at least we've actually got proof it works, because yeah, there is actually green stuff growing around here, so good job you guys. And once again, confirmation, it's old world tech. They're not being made anymore, so you'd only get them out of vaults. And I'm guessing you're going to tell me to go and use the central... Yeah, it's just another guy telling me about the central computer. Ah, but here we go. Valerie in maintenance wants a wrench and some pliers. So I know I'm just waiting for the requisition list to clear the server. It's going to be a while. Don't know what to say. These things just take some time. So maybe I can find those tools somewhere else. Ah, and while this guy's the biggest shop in the city, he only does business with citizens. Gotcha. So I already know about, yeah, speaking to either Proconsul Gregory or getting some form of special dispensation from the actual leader. So what else can I do here? No. Everything else exactly as we already knew. First Citizen Lynette or Gregory. Though would you actually mind if I just actually went and had a quick, yeah, Luxie Roundy in your storeroom? Because if there's a wrench and pliers in here, I'll just shut the door behind me. Yeah, this could work. No, sadly I can't actually interact with any of these shelves. Apparently they're just empty of anything useful to me. And here we go, we've got someone with a unique description here, who appears to be like yelling about something vaguely religious sounding in the middle of the street. Have you heard the word today? No, I haven't. Tell me what the word is. The word is selfishness. Mix in arrogance and what you have, Vault City, in all its self-righteous slave-trading glory. You know what? This guy's actually speaking sense. That's vaguely the opinion I was coming to as well. But why'd you stay here if you hate it so much, my friend? Why? Where better to preach than to those in need to hear it the most? Fair enough. who exactly are you? So Thomas More, preacher of the word and the truth. And what brings you to me today, friend? Do you seek the word? To be honest, I'm just speaking to everybody one by one for quests, but sure, go on then, why not? Now, if I just agree with everything he's saying, will he maybe give me some money or a mission or something like that? We need not be rich when so many are poor. I hear you. As I look upon you today, I see strength. I see faith. Do my eyes deceive me, or do they see a kindred soul that shares my cause? Damn right! Tell it to the man! Let me tell you this, my friend. To what lengths would you go to spread the word? So I could ask for money, or no distance too great, diddly diddly dee. Yeah, let's just actually agree with him, just to see where he actually goes next with this. So they could kick me out for this, but I may as well see what he's actually got to say, because if it goes way too far, like he's about to promote, like, laying bombs or something, I could just immediately turn him into the police. So, let's see what he's got to say. I have a briefcase with information vital to our cause. Will you deliver it to New Reno for me? I would do it, but the citizens here are watching me. Okay, give it to me. Oh, I'm going to regret this. Give me the briefcase. Give it to John Bishop in New Reno. Tread carefully and carry the word with you. Oh, hang on. John Bishop. When you say information, am I actually handing over a suitcase bomb to John Bishop? I don't know whether you like John Bishop or not, but I don't like this one bit. Well, I've got the suitcase now. I really hope it's not a bomb. Right, that little house there is just another security office, leaving just, the correction centre itself. And this place is... am I even allowed in here? I feel like I probably... Oh, you're out of here after 6 PM. That's fine, it's not 6 PM, so I'm allowed in by the looksy of things. Yeah, here we go. So, oh, there are citizens in here. Fine. So it's not a complete free-for-all for citizens. Citizens do still have to obey some form of the law, otherwise they get thrown in here too. So what do you want? Who are you precisely? I'm Citizen Sergeant Stark. Stark! I was told to ask you about the raider situation, because I might be able to help you with that. But he's also working on patrols. So we have small groups of patrols, can barely spare the men to protect Vault City, much less do the recon that needs to be done. I could potentially help with this, so I could do some recon for you. Go on then, you need a Pip-Boy to get the job done. Good news, I've got one of those. I need someone to scout the terrain around Gecko, a ghoul encampment to the northeast. Hit the 8 sectors on the world map around the town, then report back. Okay, that seems easy enough. I'm guessing you're looking for something in particular. If they keep poisoning our groundwater, we may be forced to take military action. The well, the radiation that killed Valerie's mother and irradiated me as well. It's coming from Gecko. Gotcha. Sort that out, the well will be drinkable again. And of course, let's also ask him about the raider situations. So yeah, I might try and find their base. Could you point me in the right direction? You some kind of good Samaritan? I don't buy it. I've seen enough of the world to know that helping out people seems to come back and help me in the end. Is he going to believe that? He seems a bit too much of a hard ass to believe that, but tackling a band of raiders may be more than you can handle. I'd still like to give it a go if you can point me in the right direction. Well, I ain't going to turn down any help at this point. Find their base, even better, wipe them out, go tell the first citizen. Right, so even just finding their base might be good enough for a small reward. And as for where they come from, I don't know. These raiders don't make much sense if they are raiders. What are you talking about here? They've got heavy firepower, expensive firepower. They know military tactics and they stay in formation. They never cross their lines of fire and they always stop short of breaking through our defences. So they're deliberately not winning. I've seen them do it. The last attack, they disabled a laser turret on the western perimeter and they had a clear shot into the city. Then I saw one of the captains order them to fall back. It makes no sense. Okay, very interesting, but they must be coming from a particular direction, roughly. They keep retreating south. I can't spare any men to go and scout the area. I think the raiders have a native guide that leads them through the southern canyons. Okay, what's the problem with the south? The traders go south. Broken Hills is down that way, isn't it? Plenty of places to hide if you don't know where to look. The place is riddled with caves. Right, so these guys might actually be hidden somewhere. It might not be immediately obvious where they are. Alright, I think that's all the buildings in this part of the city. There's the vault over to the east, but I can't get in there. So one final area up here. This is, the big capital area where the actual first citizen lives by the sounds of it. Ooh, hello! Right, you've got yourself a fancy building, don't ya? Mostly it seems to just be housing up here, presumably for the most elite and rich citizens, but... Parlour room. Whatever the parlour room is. Hello, you're wearing a nice fancy tuxedo, whoever you are. So, this is just a really fancy bar. Though you are a bartender, which probably means you've got some really good information. And on this occasion, no, he's just going to direct me further downtown to go and speak to other people. Lovely. And he won't even barter with me, la-di-da. First aid book. Yeah, I'll be having that, thank you. We'll just be robbing this guy blind because he was just rude to me. So is this locked by any chance? It is not, and that gets me a pile of stuff. Now, why are there these little side rooms here? Hang on, what are you guys doing in here? What's the point of this little side room? I'm not sure. Little private meeting room or something? No idea. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Let's crack on. As far as I can tell, there's nothing going on in this part of the city at all. Possibly because until I'm a citizen, no one's really willing to speak to me. So, into the Central Council we go in that case. So, where's Lynette going to be? And where is Proconsul Gregory? Well, someone's over here. Elderly Vault City official. Any chance you're the Proconsul? So you are Senior Councillor MacLeod. Ooh, someone's mentioned you. You were particularly concerned about... What were you concerned about? You were concerned about something, but I can't remember what it was. Well, I tell you what, if you're super old and you've been around for a long time, maybe you can remember about the Garden of Eden creation kit better than some people can. So we had one. I read that it lasted a long time, but it broke down a number of years before I was even born. We were supposed to have two. Okay, this is interesting. The government messed up the shipments. We received a shipment that was meant to go to vault number 13. They probably received our other Gecko. Well, that's an interesting bit of information. So what did you receive that Vault 13 was meant to get? And water chips. Okay, good joke. Well played, game. Though that actually is a bit interesting, because he was just saying the Gecko broke down, but we heard from someone else it was used to make the city. So maybe it was used, but they might have been able to use it a second time had it not broken down. But I was kind of assuming the Gecko was one use only, but alright, fine, whatever. Confirmation that there's likely a Gecko in Vault 13. This is all good news. Now, let's learn as much as possible as fast as possible here. So, the first citizen, according to this guy, the citizens of Vault City look to her for guidance, but the citizens, through the council, still have final say on matters. In these trying times, she is a pillar of society. Yeah, trying times. What is it you were worried about, precisely? The NCR has been getting more aggressive in their attempts to get Vault City to join the Republic. They tell us that if we were to join, they'd be able to defend us from the raider attacks on our city, but as of late, these raider attacks have become more brutal. Oh, hang on. So raiders are acting mysteriously like trained army units, proper tactics, actually successfully taking out defences, but never actually burning the place to the ground, even though they could be. Almost as if they were trying to scare Vault City into thinking they couldn't defend themselves, so they might choose to join the NCR. Oh, I'm suspicious these raiders aren't raiders at all. They're NCR troops pretending to be raiders to scare these guys. Okay, this is interesting stuff right here. Follow up on that. And confirmation on Gecko as well. A forsaken place in a shantytown built around the remnants of an old atomic power plant. Fine. That explains the radiation and the ghouls and all the rest of it. Right, so he just said the other wing and Gregory was opposite the first citizen. So I'm going to suggest, yeah, that's going to be Gregory with the computer test right there. That's going to be Lynette right there. So in which case, this over here is... what the... Ooh, I think it's about time for you to leave. Is it? I think I'm supposed to be here, actually. In which case, who are you down over here? Oh, hello!
Stranger, I am First Citizen Lynette. May I inquire as to your business here?
Right, sorry. I didn't actually mean to get to you first, but alright then. So you're the first citizen. And remember, the only reason I'm speaking to her at all is because I effectively lied to this guy to get myself the pass. So she's only going to want to deal with really important stuff. So make sure we spin her a good story. Well, there's nothing I can do to actually make my story a bit more dramatic, but I can start off with the Garden of Eden creation kit, which I'm pretty confident you don't have. You may have had one once, but you used it and then it broke down.
Where did one such as you hear of a Garden of Eden creation kit?
Well, I'm in need of it to save my... but then you're going to interrupt me.
Such technology is not meant for outsiders.
Okay, don't be rude and snippy with her. Do not be rude. She can kick me out, tear up this pass. It'll cost me money to get another one. Everyone might shoot me. So, my apologies. I'm a descendant of... Aha! That might work. I'm a descendant of a vault dweller. So the Geckos needs to help people who are sort of related to you.
Descendant of the vault dweller? What do you mean?
And yes, I'm the great-grandchild of the first vault dweller.
The first vault dweller? What? You must mean another vault. We have never been in contact with another vault. Where is it located?
We don't actually know. I was kind of hoping to find out from you guys, but no matter. And yeah, let's actually stay right on that track. We don't want to talk about the tribal village, because she'll be super dismissive about that. So, yeah, I'm actually trying to find that vault right now.
Oh, now I understand. But what proof do you have that your ancestor was from a vault?
Alright, I've got the jumpsuit that I'm wearing underneath my armor. Ooh, I probably should have taken my armor off and just been wearing the jumpsuit this whole time. That would probably have been a better idea. And the canteen. So that might be good enough proof if we're lucky.
A dirty vault suit and a battered canteen? That is your proof? Who knows where you scavenged those relics from? Or who you killed to steal them?
Please just look at them first, citizen. They are genuine.
Very well. Let me see. These are authentic. Unbelievable. You are a survivor from another vault. Welcome to our city. You must have suffered much in the outside world.
Alright, so now she's going to be a bit more civil with me. Good news. So I need to find the vault my people came from, or I need the Garden of Eden creation kit, but we know she doesn't have one, but there probably is one in Vault 13, or... No, do not be rude. Do not be flipping rude. So, yeah, I need to find the vault. Any way you can help me with this?
Perhaps some mention of your vault is in our computer archives.
And is there any way I can do that if I ask as politely as possible?
We could check the vault computers. They would probably have the information you seek. But only citizens are allowed to access the archives.
And I'm guessing you're going to push me straight over to Gregory to become a citizen.
You may speak with Proconsul Gregory. He has authority to administer the citizenship test. He can be found in the meeting room down the corridor.
Lovely. I'll get on with that. Thanks, Lynette.
Or there is another way to become a citizen.
Oh, yes. Tell me more.
Rather than taking the test, you could prove your commitment to the vaults in a more substantial way. As an outsider, you are in a unique position to resolve a difficult situation for us.
Right. Is she going to be talking about Gecko, the NCR, the Raiders, or the NCR Raiders right now?
There's a town, if you could call it that, to the northeast of our city. It is filled with creatures that are polluting the groundwater with dangerous radiation.
Right. So, the ghouls around Gecko, the shantytown and a power plant. Gotcha. So I'm guessing this is just an accident. It's just like a leaking reactor or something like that. So, what do you want me to do about it?
Disable their plant. Permanently. So that they cannot cause any more damage.
Ah, that's probably a bad thing though, because if I could fix it up and get it running, that would actually be good for, you know, everybody. But I'll agree for now, more options will probably become available when I get there and speak to the locals. Okay, so that's good. Who are you in that case? And she's not willing to speak to me. Fine. Proconsul Gregory. I think I've got a shot of passing this test. I've actually got... Hang on, check my character sheets here. Yeah, they were saying you need intelligence, you need perception, you need luck. I've got 8 in all of the above. This test is actually well set up for me. Here we go. So this is Gregory. He's talking about the test. So, give me the benefits of being a citizen. So it's safe, it's rich, yeah, I can just be here. That's fine. Free medical. I tell you what, free medical wouldn't be bad if I could actually get myself, rads healed off anytime I wanted to. That's pretty good. So advanced maths, spatial relations, deductive reasoning, language comprehension, and a thorough physical examination. I think I should be able to... Oh. The radiation thing. Do I have to have low rads in order to pass the test? Will I fail because of that? Ooh. I'm going to drop a save just in case that screws me over and you only get one shot at this. So, let's get this done. I would like to take the test no matter how rude you are to me in the meantime. So here are forms 50286112 and the Pip-Boy answer console. Please be sure you fill in each circle completely. Now if you wouldn't mind taking a seat over there. Do I just need to do this, or is this just rolling a dice? And... oh, forget it here. Right, that's probably not good. If I'm begging for 1 minute more, that's not a good sign. So, no, that's wrong. That's not right either. Divide by 0, error here. Need to carry the 2. Your vocabulary is sadly lacking. I'm guessing no, that didn't work out. Right. It seems you don't have the intelligence necessary to grasp higher mathematics. Ah, I see. I'm guessing that means there's an intelligence check for maths. Then, what was the other one? Like, spatial something, spatial deductive reasoning, something like that. That's perception. So yeah, I'm going to roll a dice for intelligence, then roll a dice for perception, then finally roll a dice for luck. And I need to pass all of that. So, that's not going to work. Even with an 8, I'm not passing that. Has time passed, by the way? Oh yeah, it's now afternoon. Fine, so that eats like half a day. Am I allowed to actually take the test? Is that actually allowed? Oh. Okay, I just did. So I'm guessing it's now going to be 6 PM. So once again, I failed, but I am allowed to take it as many times as I want. And also, it's now past 6 PM, isn't it? Yeah, it's 6:30. I should really leave before they shoot me. And go on, I'll leave right now if you're willing to just teleport me straight out of here. And yes, indeed, I get teleported. Ooh, you've teleported me back to the front gate. That's a bit harsh. I don't need to actually leave the city or anything, dear oh dear. Ah, one good thing though. Joshua, I have indeed rescued you. You're both very welcome. I've gained 5 karma. Please accept this as a reward. I don't know what I've just been given, but hopefully it's good. And he's planning to move away before this happens again. Lovely. Ah, but now we're actually out of the city, I can read all these here books. So, a first aid book that I stole from somewhere. And on top of that, big book of science. No, that's Dean's Electronics. The big book of science is the bound up one there. So, just quickly read all of those. And now I've got myself a bunch more skill points. Lovely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my repair was at 20 just a minute ago. So, that's now at 28. Nice improvements. Right, time to get ready for the trip over to Gecko here. Vic can now actually contribute with a gun. He's no longer crippled, which is great. And I've got the 10mm together with my brand new hunting rifle, which is, oh, that's only 5 action points a shot too. That's amazing. Damage of 8 to 16, range of 45. Love it. And also, they said they wanted all of these squares scouting out. So, go on then. If I go right to this corner over here, I should be able to actually loop around the outside of the city without it even taking that long to do. So that's 2 squares covered immediately. Then I just go just into the corner of this square, and I have technically been inside this square, therefore. There we go, job done. Now I just have to just very briefly pass into this corner square right here, then into Gecko itself, and also nothing seems to be attacking me. Not just yet anyway, so yeah, we're making some fast progress with this little recon task. This one will be a bit slower because, yeah, we'll be running onto the mountains here. Then we just take 1 step down into Gecko itself. We might actually get there without running into any trouble whatsoever. That'd be nice. And now, yeah, down the slides to mount. Job done. And into Gecko. That's the scouting. So I've entered the small settlement of Gecko. And as we were already told about, yeah, this is a shanty town built around a power plant, so looks like it's all fairly normal, aside of course, you know, from the ghouls. Guns away though, folks, guns away. We don't want to be given a bad first impression here. Now, by any chance, you're actually right here by the front gate. Do you have anything to say? Be nice while you're in town. Okay, they seem immediately more polite than Vault City. Oh, and better news. There's a Radaway just sitting in a desk that nobody's watching, so therefore it belongs to me now. Love it. Now, I'm guessing this sign here, the harp, this is going to be your local bar or whatever. Bars are always... Yes, indeed. Bars are always good because the bartender is always interested in having a nice little chat. So this guy is Woos. What do you want? I want booze, Woos. No. I want to learn about this place first. Not much to tell, really. Just a bunch of ghouls clinging tenaciously onto the ass end of life. Alright, fair enough. And they're understandably concerned about the assholes in Vault City. If anyone's going to cap us, it's them. They're crazed. And yes, indeed, he's not wrong. They are planning to come and wipe this territory off the map if we can't sort out the situation with the power plants. Now, they want it shut down, but if the plant's just leaking, if I can fix it, then that's the job as good as done. Also, this guy claims to be a teller of funny stories, so go on then. You see, there's this head, right? Yeah, it's a head, but it's not attached to a body, you see. It's been severed. And does this become entertaining at some point? The severed head, you see, it's in hell. And it flies around, you know, in hell. And it runs into all kind of famous people there. And, alright, it's just flying around in hell, whatever. It's doing stuff. You know, it's got things that it wants to do. Or maybe things it's forced to do. The point is it's doing stuff in hell. Oh god, I just can't stand it. Okay, you're not a great comedian. Oh, this joke doesn't go anywhere. That was actually just the joke. That was literally it right there. It was just the fact there is a severed head in hell. Right, I'm not going to talk to Woos anymore. And apparently he wants to play Tragic the Garnering, a card game. Marvellous. Right, Woos, I'm not sure you're actually helping me on this occasion. Ah, this could be useful though. This place is officially listed as the manager's office. It's a pretty big building. By any chance... Oh, hello!
Hello there, smooth skin. The name's Harold. I help keep this town running.
Right, it's Harold. Before he was a tree. It's lovely to meet you. So yeah, Harold in Fallout 1, 2 and 3 as it turns out. Marvellous. So, let's be polite and not talk about the tree growing out of his head. That's just a thing that Harold has. What exactly is it that you do here? Because I'm guessing this whole power plant situation is somehow your fault.
Whatever it takes to keep this place together. Better job on it than me.
Right, so you're just desperately trying to keep the power plant running, but this place doesn't look like it would need a nuclear power plant to keep running, so, they probably don't want the power, they want the radiation. And yeah, the place is apparently falling apart.
Well, sorta. Our atomic reactors are mighty sensitive. The people I got running it mean well, but, well, they are not the sharpest tools in the shed, if you know what I mean.
Right, you've got idiots running a nuclear reactor. Good start.
Need a little time on the whetstone yourself, huh? I mean, they are not too bright. Here's an example. The other day, I get a report. On it, it says the main coolant valve should be shut down. That would have caused a meltdown. That would make the Grand Canyon look like a pig wallah.
Right, so I could just go and shut down the main coolant valve, and that would actually cause everything to wait. If that causes a meltdown, that would probably be worse for Vault City, to be honest. Like, whatever a meltdown is, and I'm not a nuclear physicist, it sounds bad for nearby settlements that share groundwater or are just nearby in general. So maybe we don't do that. But it could be a solution.
Oh yeah, that would be bad. Now, I got things fixed up in time, but we came close to the end there. Whew. They need someone to watch out for them.
Well, good that you're here then, Harold.
Who'd have thought I'd be making things right? Although, if we don't get a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator pretty damn quick, there is gonna be trouble.
Radioactive trouble, I'm guessing.
Without a functional hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, we are leaking radioactive coolant into the groundwater. Now that means anyone using that water is not gonna need a nightlight to take a midnight piss. Also, we need more fuel because our power plant is not burning it very efficiently.
Ooh, fuel I can help you with. Broken Hill, source of uranium, heard about that earlier. So that's doable. But the hydroelectric thingy, that I've no idea where I'd get. So I'm guessing, let's just get it confirmed here, the fuel's from Broken Hills, right?
We get our fuel from the Broken Hill.
Called it. Now, Harold, by any chance do you know where I can get the part from? Because that one's a total mystery to me.
Well, I'm certain those ornery bastards in Vault City have one. Not that they'd share. Hell, even if we had one of those thingies, I'm not so certain Festus could install the dang thing.
Right. Interesting. So, if I just go and tell them that, I might be able to get it off them. I think I've got a good idea who might have it as well, but yeah, a bit of a catch-22. Because I'm not actually a citizen yet, I can't go back in and speak to the relevant shop owners, because it's probably the guy who was over on the right nearby to the vault, the one with the big stock room. He's got the most stuff, but until I'm a citizen, I can't actually... Oh, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Can't do one thing till I've done the other both ways. Oh, we've got another big book of science over here. Nice, I'll be having that, thank you. Right, only one transition zone to the north here, so I'm guessing this is the power plant itself, right? Oh yeah, this looks about right, though also slightly full of holes and other terrifying things that have gone wrong. Gotcha. And this is officially the Gecko junkyard, so let's see if anyone else wants to speak to me around here, because for the most part, these guys don't seem to want to talk. Though that building over there has a sign, survival gear. Any chance you're willing to sell me some better armor? Well, we got one small quest here. Someone called Woody has gone missing. So you see, I had a friend named Woody. That Woody, he can sleep like nobody I ever did see. What's worse, he likes to travel, really likes to kick up the dust. So he might have just gone traveling, to be honest. Why are you worried? Last I heard, Woody was going over towards the den. Ah, those guys seem pretty open to everyone, but I'm guessing they still might shoot ghouls. Oh, bigger problem. Yeah, 2 and 2 together. If they find him and he's asleep and he's a really deep sleeper, they might just have buried him. Well, if they did, don't worry, I've already dug up literally every grave in town, so we're good. And you know what? He's offering me Radex and Radaway to go and do this, so absolutely, I will go and do this for Radaway. Radaway is rare and valuable. But on the way, I'll check your inventory and... Ooh, 14mm. Hang on, is that what my fancy pistol uses? Yeah, it is. Sorry, it's not a 12mm pistol I've got. It's a 14mm, because it's one of those. Right, so he's selling the good ammo I need for my best pistol. That honestly probably isn't a bad idea. 30 bullets for $200. Honestly, that's not even that bad. I'll take it. Oh, and more books as well. Loving this. Just abandoned valuable books sitting in all these bookshelves around here. This is lovely. Ah, hang on. There's a set of lockpicks here. Okay, that definitely makes lockpicking easier. So in which case, what are the tools for? I can't remember what the tools for, because lockpicks are definitely what makes lockpicking easier. And we do have one ghoul who's willing to have a conversation next door too. So I'm Skeeter, sort of put things together. So God, if he didn't know, I'm pretty sure he can't just hack one of those together out of like some scrap metal. And, oh, hello. The car. Right, okay. Apparently this guy knows something about the car. I'm not sure how my character would know that, but she just does. So go on then. Funny you should ask that. Cars use replaceable fuel cells or batteries for fuel. What usually broke down was the fuel cell controller. I'm pretty sure I actually need one of those, actually. Yes, I sure do. Got it right here. Just waiting for a car to be put into. You got a car? Yes, actually. But not actually here, because I need to put it into the car to make it run. But that's certainly of interest. Money's nice, but I need something else right now. Something I can't get for myself. Go on, tell me what you want. Good tools are hard to come by. I need myself a brand new super toolkit. Snap something brand's best. Right, that's probably the same thing Valor is looking for over in Vault City. And yes, indeed, Vault City somewhere. So, I'm guessing there's one there, and I can either turn it over to Val or to this guy. But if this guy's potentially the way to get a car up and running, it's coming to him. And here's interesting, just next door to him, there's a person who's not a ghoul. The only not ghoul we've seen in town so far. So you're probably here to see Skeeter. I don't really take care of the technical side, I'm just here to help out. Who are you and why are you in the middle of a ghoul town? My name's John, everyone calls me Lumpy. Sort of a joke. You see, they usually call people like you and me smooth skins, but I was treated so poorly by other smooth skins down in Vault City, everyone here figured I must be more lumpy than they are. Right, why were you treated poorly over there? They said I wasn't human enough for them. I'm sort of radiation resistant, perfect for here, but they didn't like it. Treated me like dirt. Interesting. One day I just couldn't take it anymore. I figured dying out in the waste was better than living with those assholes in Vault City. But you ended up here instead, because, well, it's the closest settlement, to be honest. And a caravan from Broken Hills picked him up, brought him here, and apparently he's just been happy ever since. Marvellous. And he also says he hears things late at night. Alright, give me some more information here. I can't tell you, people would think I'm nuts. Probably just the wind blowing through the junk. Right, we might want to visit here at night at some point just to see what's going on. And one last ghoul who wants to speak round the corner here. So Gord over here reckons he's done some calculations. If the reactor was running properly, we could generate an enormous amount of excess power, far more than Gecko needs. Now this sounds like an alternative solution to me. Offer Vault City the spare power, and also stop the groundwater contamination. They'd probably be happy to play ball. And yes, indeed, Vault City can't expand without more power. Lovely. So Vault City needs power or they're going to burn out their reactor in 15 years. These guys are going to die out within 20 without medical supplies. So yes, indeed, there's a good trade to be done here. And my character knows just the person to speak to, Councilman MacLeod. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders and be less prejudiced than some of the others. So yes, indeed. I've got the relevant economic data on this disc. You can have it if you promise to show the data to someone in Vault City that can understand and make use of it. Now that might be enough to make him play ball, to give me the part to bring back to here in order to sort out the groundwater, to become a citizen, to... Wait, what was the next step of the plan? I can't remember, but it sounds good. As for what appears to be the power plant itself, though, I don't see any way to actually get down any further, so I guess we'll leave this place be. Right, we've got the information, and we need to go down to Broken Hills anyway. May as well nip back into Vault City on the way past. Especially as there is a radiation warning right here, so I'm possibly taking rads all the time. Now, Broken Hills, where's that? That is... oh, that's a long way south. Got it. Now, we've run into some dogs attacking a travelling caravan here, but they seem to be well under control, to be honest. They've all got submachine guns, burst fire, all sorts of bits and pieces. So, I'm willing to help out at least a little bit. Draw my actual gun here. May as well use this for the first time. 95% chance to hit. There we go. Put you down. May as well get some XP. And at this point, yeah, the dogs are massively outnumbered. Yep, job done right there. Though it did say these guys were travelling caravan. So there we go. I've put my gun away. Any chance you're willing to actually have a chat with me now? Yes, indeed he is. Does he have anything good on him, though? Tiny bit of money, some drugs. Nothing major, to be honest. I'll leave it be. Right, back to Vault City. Now I need to buy my way back in. So I need another day pass and... I don't have it on me. Wait, yes I do. Hang on. Are they reusable? I mean, I've still got it, but I kind of assumed that meant they were one day only, or does it literally just mean only during the day? No, actually. I'm allowed back in. Okay. It just means only during the day rather than one day only. That's a lot more generous than I was expecting, actually. Right, MacLeod. I think you're our best bet here. So something else you wanted. Here we go. I think there might be a part that could fix Gecko's power plant. So a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator. And that's an acceptable solution. Stopping the radiation poisoning is all I care about. So, will the net potentially withhold my citizenship if I actually play ball with the ghouls, however? If you fix the plant, I'll give you citizenship and there's not a damn thing she can do about it. Great, I like you more already. So, go see Randall. He should have the part in stock. But will he actually cooperate if I'm not a citizen? Never mind, apparently he just will. So, yeah, economic data. So an economic data disk, what do you mean? Here, just take a look at it. Alright, I'm not going to tell you where it comes from just yet. So give me a moment. And how did you come by this disk? Found it while searching the archives in the Vault City Library. No, that's a lie. I'm just going to say it's someone from Gecko. So what does this have to do with me? Vault City's power generator can only support so many people. In fact, it's already nearing its limit. I'm not going to ask you how you came by that information. If it were true, what are you proposing? Fix the plant, trade medicine for power, everybody wins. It's like MODOK and the Ghost Farm all over again. In fact, you're literally orientated the same on the map. It's going to be great. So he's on board with the plan, but we'd need someone to optimize the plant, and right now we don't know who that is. Unless he does. If you can find some means of optimizing it, let me know. Right, I'm guessing I could if I had high enough science, but I have terrible science, so that's not going to fly right now. I'll keep the economic disc and study it some more. Perhaps I can persuade the council to enter into negotiations with Gecko. Right, this here is going well. And that's 750 XP immediately too. Okay, he hands that straight over. The councilman interceded on my behalf. Lovely. Any chance you're willing to trade with me normally now? And no, still citizens only. This was just a one-off exception. Ooh, that is very fancy. So, I've got that thing right now. Lovely. But we're still missing one other component, of course. The part's great, but without the uranium from Broken Hills, no, it's still not going to fly. So, I think we need to go on a long journey. And that means we need to make some quick changes to the loadout. Because I've had my ass kicked a lot on these journeys. It's time to get everyone set up correctly. Now, I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to give the 10mm over to Sulik, because he did say he was good with submachine guns. So I'm going to give him all of that immediately. Literally all of the ammo. He can just have all of that and use it. So he's now got a gun he claims he's very good with. As for Vic, he claims he's good with pretty much any form of small arms. So Okay, I've got something for you in that case. He's getting the Desert Eagle, together with the giant pile of ammo I've got for that. And that leaves me with the 14mm pistol and the assault rifle. And I should probably actually use the assault rifle first because it's actually less powerful. The 14mm is a little bit better. So use the assault rifle primarily, go over to the pistol if need be. I can fire both of them twice in one round, which is already good news. Also, I should read these books before we go anywhere. So let's just actually get all of them read too. There we go. Give that a read. And that's my science and repair up a bit more. Oh guys, I think now we're ready to go. I have given them orders to switch over to their most powerful weapon, so no, Vic. Don't go out into the load zone before I'm ready, alright? Let's not go out into the load zone. I've now got an assault rifle, Sulik's got the 10mm submachine gun, Vic's got the Desert Eagle. Now, we're ready to kick some serious ass, alright? We're going on a long journey south, but we're ready for it. And that journey begins next week, ladies and gentlemen, as we head down to Broken Hills, figure out what's going on there, solve all of their problems too, get hold of some uranium and all. Uranium's radioactive, isn't it? I'm probably going to take quite a few rounds just carrying that back. Hopefully they can give it to me in, like, you know, a lead suitcase or something. That'd just be great. Or, you know what, I'll just make Vic carry it. Vic, you can just carry the uranium. It's going to be flipping great. So, the brand new loadout gets its first run out next week, and we're going to see if we can solve the problems of Gecko and Vault City. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout 2. Thank you very much, and goodbye. We have got a gate key here, and then we have got I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out— Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.